Hola. In this video, we are going to review the past, present, and simple future forms of the verbs. And we're actually going to start with the present, so the present, past, and simple future forms of the verbs. The first thing we are going to do is look at a verb in the infinitive form. And then after that, we're going to look at all of the forms in the present tense, all of the forms in the past tense, and finally we'll end with all of the forms in the simple future tense. All right, let's get started. The first thing to talk about is what are the parts of the verb in the infinitive form? Well, we have first the stem. I'm underlining the stem here. And we have the ending. The ending is always AR, ER, or IR in Spanish. And then the stem, of course, is just everything that's left after you take into account the AR, ER, or IR. So when we conjugate a verb, the first step is to just take off the ending, right? Which leaves us just with the stem. So we're going to start here with the present tense. And you can see I've already done that for these verbs. So ayudar, to help, comer, to eat, salir, to go out. I've already taken off the ending here and just written the stems, okay? So that's the first step. The second step is to add the correct ending for both the time, the past, present, future, whatever, and the person, okay? So let's start out with ayudar, to help. That's an AR verb, so we're going to use the present tense AR verb endings here. So I help is yo ayudo, with an O. You help informally, tú ayudas. Or formally, usted ayuda. He or she helps, él or ella ayuda. We help, nosotros or nosotras, if it's a group of girls, ayudamos. You guys help. We have two ways of saying that, the vosotros form in Spain or the ustedes form in Mexico. So you guys help in Spain, vosotros or vosotras, ayudáis. And in the ustedes form, you guys help is ustedes ayudan. And then they help is ellos, ellas ayudan. Okay, so those are our present tense endings for AR verbs. All right, let's look at our present tense endings for ER verbs. I eat, yo como. You eat, informally, tú comes. Or usted, so formally, usted come. He or she eats, él or ella come. We eat, nosotros or nosotras comemos. You guys eat in the vosotros form, coméis. And in the ustedes form, comen. And then they eat, ellos or ellas comen. Okay, so there are our ER endings in the present tense. And let's take a look at the IR endings in the present tense, and we're going to use this verb salir. Again, I have the stem, and so we're just going to add the endings. So I go out. This form is it's usually just an O, but salir is a little irregular. We're adding it's a go, salgo. So that's unusual to add that G. Normally it's just the O, but like I said, this verb is a little bit irregular. So yo salgo, and then everything else is just a regular verb ending here. So you go out in the informal, tú sales. Or you go out if you're speaking to someone more formally, usted sale. He or she goes out, él, ella sale. We go out, this is where it's different from the ER, salimos, nosotros or nosotras salimos. You guys go out in the vosotros form, salís, or in the ustedes form, salen. And then they go out, ellos, ellas, salen. All right, so there we have our present tense endings. Now let's look at the past tense. Works the exact same way, but we're using a different set of endings for the past tense. So again, we have the same verbs, ayudar, comer, salir, and again, I've already written the stems here for us. So I helped in the past tense, yo ayudé. You helped informally, tú ayudaste. Or usted ayudó. He or she helped, él or ella ayudó. We helped, nosotros, nosotras ayudamos. You guys helped. We have the vosotros form and ustedes form. So in the vosotros form, ayudasteis. And in the ustedes form, ayudaron. Okay. And then they helped. Ellos o ellas ayudaron. All right, so there we have our AR verb endings in the past tense. Let's look at our ER and IR verb endings in the past tense. And these endings are exactly the same for the ER or the IR. So I ate, comí. I went out, salí. You ate informally, comiste. You went out, saliste. Or formally, usted comió, for you ate, or salió, for you went out. He or she ate, él, ella comió, or he or she went out, él, ella salió. Careful about the accent marks here in the past tense. We went out, nosotros, nosotras comimos. Sorry, we ate, nosotros, nosotras comimos. We went out, nosotros, nosotras salimos. You guys, in the vosotros form, comistes or salistes, for you guys went out. Or in the ustedes form, comieron or salieron, for you guys went out. And finally, for they went out, they ate, ellos comieron. And they went out, ellos salieron. Okay, so those are our past tense endings for AR, ER, and IR verbs. So you can compare the endings here for the past tense and the present tense. All right, and the last thing we're going to look at is the simple future. And for the simple future, we actually use a different kind of structure. Instead of taking the endings off of our infinitives here and adding a different ending, we leave these verbs in the infinitive, and instead we're going to use the structure that says like I am going to. So I am going to help, voy a ayudar, or I am going to eat, voy a comer. Okay, for you are going to, informally vas a and formally va a. For he or she is going to, él or ella va a. For we are going to, nosotros, nosotras vamos a. You guys in the vosotros form, vais a, or in the ustedes form, van a. And they are going to, ellos or ellas van a. So like we are going to eat, vamos a comer. They are going to go out, van a salir. She is going to help, ella va a ayudar. All right, so down here in the bottom part of your Cornell notes, write a summary of what you just learned. Adios.